welcome to the last and final productivity sprint. Ooh, feedback. Is that me? Okay. But if you have not reached your goals yet that you set forth, this is your chance. Let me know which bingo blanks you have, and we might try to fulfill them on here on purpose. But make it look like an accident, and you can't prove otherwise. Just happened to pop up in chat the same, like 20 seconds later, we did it. I mean, so let me know what you have left to do as my wonderful co-host introduce themselves, because there could have been a chance I didn't come on stream and it was going to be Chandra playing Natalie. So don't mind. That's my husband in the back. It's okay. Chandra and I have officially claimed each other as chosen family and as sisters. We come from the same mind. So, yeah, we're okay. But I will let... Yes, I'm in a new space, so pointing the right direction is a big deal for me. I will let Chandra introduce herself, and then we're going to circle around, ending with the birthday girl.
Hi everyone, my name is Chandra Arthur. I also am an author tuber. You can find my links in the description. I write fantasy, science fiction, and historical fiction, and I am one half of Flash Fiction Live.
Oh my god, it's my turn. I'm so out of it today. Hi, hello, my name is Ren. I'm also an author tuber. I talk about all things writing and reading related on my channel. I write adult science fiction, fantasy, and romance, and I am very excited to be here today.
You're on mute, Barrett.
That's a bingo card when I know it is. So you're welcome. Just got one for you. Hi, I'm Barrett Laurie. Over on my channel, I talk about my path to traditional publishing. I write stories about ordinary queer kids living extraordinary lives. I host Critique Group Live every second Thursday of the month, and I also host a weekly AuthorTube chat show on Mondays. And with that, I'm going to pass it to the birthday girl.
Hi, my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm an author tuber who mostly just does live streams on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. Today was an exception because of the Worldwide Writeathon. And sometimes I remember to put up like sit-down video content and things like that. I also host writing sprints on my Twitch channel as pop-ups now that I have a 50-hour-a-week job as a assistant to a literary agent. And I'm the self-published author of 6 books, a young adult paranormal romance trilogy, and a new adult sci-fi romance trilogy, but I write whatever comes to mind. I am finishing up grad school. So tomorrow is my last class for one class, and then the other one ends May 3rd. Very, very close. And also the co-creator and co-host of the Writish podcast, episodes every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And last but not least, today I turned 25.
And if you want to learn more about Zara, the latest Writish podcast episode is asking her 25 questions. And then if you want to learn more about her co-host, there was a previous episode where Kelly, right, was asked 25 questions as well, because they're apparently from the same world. They ended up being born around the same time. Yeah, like... Yeah. They're there. Okay, they're connected. Chandra and I actually have our birthdays separate. As much as we try to claim our togetherness, it's okay. Got a little separated.
What if you're just both like, yeah, we changed our birthdays to match?
We decided we're twins, and we just picked the common day between our birthdays. Like,
well, also though, I'm a Libra, you're an Aries, so we balance.
That is true. That's why we weren't.
Yeah. There's Kelly and I are both Pisces, and we're great for the we'll give each other great advice. And we're like, if we took our own advice, we would be able to conquer the world. But we can only conquer it to other people.
First of all, that would be selfish. You have to give the advice. You can't take it.
Yes. True. I will say one thing I've learned. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm about to digress. I'm Natalie Locke. This is my channel. Thank you for stumbling upon here. Thus, also probably trying to meet the same things. I will say you saw a post earlier where one of our creators of Worldwide Writeathon please tell me, did y'all think about that you're going to have to say it so often when you created it? I remember a recap one time, and y'all said y'all did not think of it, but Jessica Williamson and Sam L. Nassett, everything is difficult now because I started with the 3 W's. So
we're writers, not orators.
That's what I've said. My husband gets on to me for like misspeaking sometimes. He's like, "You right." I was like, "Yeah, exactly. I'm right. I'm not a linguist." Okay.
Next time, just
I'm just I know the ASL alphabet. I'll just start spelling it, but then I suck at spelling too. Yeah. Like for some reason this thing decided, hey, yeah, sure, let's write a few stories. But one of the bingo things is writing 500 words in one sprint. And I will tell you right now, we are planning 2 40-minute sprints. So the chances of writing 500 words are very likely. If you do, I will give you a hint. While we sit here and talk, do a quick little like bullet blurb of the next thing you're going to write, and then that will help you stay on track. Things I've learned over the years. Mm-hmm. All right. So co-organizer. Thank you again. Not a linguist. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Kate Kavanaugh's responsible for the name. That was during the AuthorTube chat. Man, this is like,
are we surprised that Kate gave us something chaotic?
Like chaos ensue. All right. Last time I've been in one of your streams, I looked more into starting a Ko-fi to help support moving the full time. Yes, we are all big supporters of Ko-fi. Mm-hmm. We love it.
If you make a page, let me know. And then I will gift you gold tree for a year, which means that you can sell and do commissions and stuff without them taking it.
Hi, Richard Holiday.
And Zara has a master list of like all Ko-fi writers who are on Ko-fi, and that's a master list. And so you can find a lot of people, follow them, and like for one, if you follow me, I will follow you back. Whether you post content or not. So, because I know eventually we may. All right. So far, I'm proud of myself. I've been up on chat. But okay, yes, Natalie Locke here. We're going to do 40-minute sprints. I think the first one, Chandra, you got a timer. Let's use that timer. It doesn't have sound. But the other timer, I think, unless we find another one, we're going to do a Google timer. So if you've been trying for 500 words in one sitting, cool. Now, I want to say, I still haven't decided what the hell I'm going to do, because I'm actually just got into my hotel room like 5 minutes ago, sat down and turned this computer on. Like, my husband unpacked everything. I haven't done like anything. But I was thinking about some flash fiction, because why not? And I was leaning towards that. We'll see what I end up doing. Chandra, what do you plan on doing?
Yeah, I have homework that I have not done. I haven't a couple assignments that are due tonight, and I haven't.
Way to bring the vibe down. God, read the room. Just kidding. Love you. Get the school on. All right. I am so proud of you for being able to knock this out and balance the full-time job and writing and dude,
past Chandra also had time to do this. She's just not very supportive.
Well, I support past Chandra and current Chandra and future Chandra. I will support you even when you don't support you. You got this.
Appreciate you.
All the love. Ren, what are you working on? You got something you're finishing up? A goal?
I'm going to be working on some poetry.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. Do you post that publicly, or are you going to save it to publish?
I'm going to be saving it to publish. I would post it publicly, but I'm very much a noob to poetry. I've written some novels, but poems, I'm new. So
well, I would consider myself a noob, but in the way of I will still gladly read what you got, mostly because I have a passion for stories, and I know poetry is just another way to tell a story. So beta reader, just throwing it out there. Don't have to take it.
Thank you.
Barrett, dear.
Yes.
I know you were organizing this morning because you were texting me, and I'm like, it is hella early for you. Why are you? I mean, I was awake, but
I know. I figured you were an early riser. I'm gonna real quick because I'm vlogging with my phone, so I'm gonna answer a few things in chat that were directed at me. So real quick, yes, I am on her Ko-fi list, Zara's Ko-fi list. I'm somewhere on there. I know I was, so I should be there. And then I also Just Eva said something that I wanted to say as well. I have missed Chandra as well, so I was very happy to see her backstage and have missed her terribly as well. I'm going to be doing a couple things out of Magic Words, just a couple of workshop things here. I'm taking the week off from YouTube next week, so I'm going to be focusing in on my writing really hard. And so I wanted to do a few workshop things to kind of get my brain in the writing space. So my first one is a prompt, and I'll be doing that with our 40 minutes. Oh, Magic Words is a book for kids writers.
Yeah. And Zara, I will not click on comments to highlight as you tell us what you're about to work on.
Yes. So Barrett is on my directory for Ko-fi, for writers on Ko-fi. If you go to zarahoffman.com, it's in the top menu, and then you just see all the alphabet. Will we get a Riley sighting? No, she is still at the dog walker being boarded. Sorry. I was going to do homework to get even further ahead than I am, but I fried my brain yesterday with homework, so I decided that I'm going to try and finish outlining the final, I think it's 9 chapters of my new adult spy thriller by the end of the stream. So we shall see. Yeah.
I'm waiting for that one. All right, everyone ready to maybe check off getting 500 words in one sprint, Sam? To call you out. You called yourself out, so I don't mind calling you out. All right, so we're going to do 2 40-second, I wish, 2 40-minute sprints. This would be the easiest stream ever if it was seconds. So we're going to do 2 40-minute sprints. I swear I can speak when I'm not frantic. Y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Bring it on. In 3, 2, wait, Chandra, you ready? Because I just realized you got to click it, not me.
Yep.
She has power over my channel. She could beat me if she wants to, but she doesn't want to because she's wise. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity for whatever you are accomplishing. That was actually pretty pleasant. Like, it's not one of those like, hey, timer's up, all right?
Right?
I like that.
Yeah, we might have to add that in the chat. Not in the chat, the link, like post in the description and stuff, in case anybody wants to get a timer like that. I'm sure they have other timers, but that was actually really pleasant. Plus, whoever created that. So, I saw in the chat Sam got 500 words and she knocked it out in 20 minutes, which I'm like,
Rude.
show me like your skills, please share. Because, and for me, I have to admit, this was like a 40-minute warm-up, which it shouldn't be because it's 40 minutes. But I was like jumping on Twitter, I was in the chat, I actually opened my Scrivener and I added words, and I'm at like 300 something, but I had a certain number of words already written. At 393 right now. I had a certain number of words. The main thing is I just wanted to focus on the scene. I'm not even worried about the words. It's expanding. So
Yeah.
how did y'all do in any particular order for anybody?
The ticker is still going, by the way.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Because I know I always forget, so I'm.
You're doing fabulous.
I finished the 2 assignments. I have a short answer test to do. So, but it's like I have 30 minutes to do it, so I figured I'd do it for the second sprint. But mostly the questions weren't out. Well, I mean, we'll see how I do when I get my grade back, but the questions were more opinion based than like fact based.
Did it include another question where you're like, I'm not answering that on moral?
Not
Like
this
last time.
Oh my!
That was so bad.
It was real bad. It was like basically if you had to discriminate against yourself, how would you do it? And I was just kind of like, I feel like we're not gonna do all that.
No, that
Just maybe not.
Yeah. So far better questions. But yeah. I did that. The last few sections in that, whatever that was, were ones that really just make you go, what? Where are we?
Yay, Tiffany! Yay! All good things.
What about you, Ren? You were doing poetry, right?
Yeah, how did it go?
I wrote almost 900 words in one poem.
Oh, the inspiration! Yeah, slow clap moment. Like, oh my god! I don't want to like deafen the microphone with a big clap. I'd have to stand across the room and clap. Be like, "You go! Yeah!
Thank you.
Do it!" All right.
Okay, and is it my turn, or did I cut you off? Okay. Well, so I sat.
You're asking Ren. And I'm like, yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
I know. I was like, look at that. So I sat on a throne of lies. I was going to work, and then my mom came up to visit me because I needed a hug, and we were doing some stuff today. So she came today, and then she was gonna leave, and then she was like, "Oh, you have a sprint? I'm just gonna stay." So we spent another 40 minutes looking at houses instead of doing any writing. But she's now left, so I will be writing on this.
No
more throne of lies.
Okay?
No, that is productive and important.
This was not for your mom leaving. This was for the 40 more minutes with mom.
Yes. It was good. Because there was lots of like, you're even thinking about that? And so those have been fun to do. And then you, Zara, you did a timer?
Yeah, I made a 40-minute timer and it took forever.
Oh, I'm so
We can
happy
use it
it's
for the
ready to
next
go.
sprint.
Bless you, dear. Because I always try to support. Like I was looking at like Laura Needle's timers, and I was like, I can't find a 40-minute one.
Yeah, no, I checked that. I was trying to have them all preloaded for you, but then I was like, I don't. And then I saw this one, and I've seen someone else use it, and I was like, oh, that one.
Yeah, I've seen someone else use it too. I don't.
Yeah. Listen, let me just. Not that Chandra needs me to hype her up because she's awesome and she knows it, but I texted her this morning going, "Hey, my flight lands like an hour and a half before we're supposed to go on stream. Just in case, are you cool to like just kick this off on my channel if need be. And she's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, all right, cool, thanks.
Has it been?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm checking in the hotel, and I'm like, 15 more minutes before 12:45. I'm next in line. Come on, concierge, let's go.
We'll see how.
It's like I got plans.
Yeah. Listen, I know there's lots of things to do in this city, but I got to be on my computer first.
Have a sense of urgency. I love it when it's like, I know all the things that I have to do, and I'm like, I understand that like this isn't your world, but I'm gonna need you to like
cooperate. I need you to like fall in line.
So I was here. I was like, okay, I got some timers ready. What else?
When Natalie told me that, I wasn't even worried. She was like, Chandra may take over for me. I was like, cool. I'm
just glad that Chandra and I have already been doing Flash Fiction live. And like it's a part, like we've already created this, so it wasn't like let me try to grant you access from my phone. I don't know if I can. Like it was, hey, you got it, you good, cool, yeah, I'm good, sweet, move on.
Life changing.
Yeah, and I suck at follow up too. I should have like, I know we're on Discord, but not everyone's on Discord. I should have like gone through IG, but it's okay, it happens.
It's fine.
So out of curiosity, anybody in the chat or anybody on screen, did anybody got any more blank squares for bingo?
Yeah, bingo. Yeah.
We still got that.
I haven't been looking.
I looked at it and then I forgot to pull it up.
No, I mean, okay, so I was only at the stream that I was on yesterday on Holly's channel, and then I've only been on this stream for the whole weekend because people wanted to do things with me for my birthday.
Of course.
But also,
I mean, how dare you be awesome enough for people wanting to celebrate your life?
I know, right?
Right, but also, like, my plans for before this stream got completely torpedoed because I slept late. So I was supposed to see the Batman this morning, and I slept late, and my mom was calling me, and it wasn't coming through my phone, so she thought like I died or something, and it was like a very, very stressful situation.
Start to the day.
Yeah, so like this has been like my decompressed time, and then the evening will be nice. But
is that pardon me, but is that Malin or Malin tries to read?
Malin.
I think so. I just started a draft, and it has finishing a draft. It doesn't specify a draft of what. So if you draft like a haiku, that would count as finishing a draft. I'm just putting it out there. 575.
Work smarter, not harder. So I will say, the less words used, I feel like it's more difficult.
I agree.
Because then I'm like, what's important? Like so much, which is funny because I'm an underwriter, but like when you cut into my writing already, I'm like, but I got the important stuff there, and it's like, I usually have to expand.
It's even worse when you're an overwriter.
I'm sure it's worse. So I wrote a flash fiction yesterday. I edited the video on the plane, and then well, it was not, I didn't need the internet, so that was kind of cool. So I got to upload it at some point, but it doesn't air until like 30 September because I also got a new intro video that I did this past week. So I'm gonna have a new intro video. Be on the lookout for that. Sorry, toot my own horn, but
your screen, toot.
Beep.
But what I ended up writing, because my flash fiction series is all about how I'm drafting, I'm not editing. And so I wrote 1,154 words. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a flash. So don't be me. It will be a flash, but it's not right now.
What I heard is that you wrote something and you finished it. That's all I
heard. That's what I
heard. Actually, that's my goal. I said back after Flash Fiction February, I said, I'm going to start not, like, I'm paying attention to words, but I want to focus more on like action. So I finished this scene, or I wrote something with 6 characters in it, or something like non-quantitative data, because when we quantify it, it almost, and we don't reach it, we almost kind of beat ourselves up, which is why I like flash fiction, because it's a maximum number and everything. And even though I'm over the $1,000 for a flash. $1,000. Huh, yes. Even though I'm over the 1,000 word limit for a flash, I got something to work with. Editing seems less scary than a blank page. Just my opinion.
I mean,
well, that's why I like revision more than drafting, because it's like you're still drafting kind of, but you're not starting with the blank page.
Yeah.
Whereas editing is all like.
Am I alone here in saying that editing is the worst, the absolute worst?
It depends what you're editing. So I love, and I call it editing, but beta reading or whatever. I love beta reading, alpha reading, editing my friends' works because I see what the potential, I see what it could be. And I'm like, yes, oh my God. And then this and this and this. And I'm like, and plus I like to talk through movies. So beta reading is like talking through a movie legally. But without people getting pissed off at you. But I like doing that. But when I read my own work, all I see is red, and I'm like, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. What were you thinking? Were you drunk? Like all of those things. So I like editing my friends' work. I don't like editing my own stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, I edit, and I'm like, okay, it's better, but we still got much further to go, sweetie.
Yeah,
don't get your hopes up.
I mean, like I'm not bad at editing. It just
there's no
enjoying it for me. So I'm like. I'd rather be doing any of the other things.
It feels like I'm punishing myself a lot of the time, and
you're not a masochist.
Modern form of torture.
It's like I could go back and edit this and get to the point where something's done and ready for the world to see it, or I could start on my shiny new idea.
I always like revising when I have like an edit letter from a CP or if a beta reader's gone like above and beyond and written me like some notes to go with their in-document notes. That's my favorite. Like that's my sweet spot of editing, when I have like a guiding light of some sort. It's when I'm doing that first like self-edit that I'm just lost in the wilderness with no phone or flashlight that I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't know. Is it good? Who knows? You know,
I just started singing Madonna in my head of like going through the wilderness.
Yes.
So Story Origin app lets you
like
upload chapter by chapter, and people can do inline comments and an end of chapter thing.
And it actually requires them to do an overall.
Now. Yeah.
I love overall comments because that's what I like my inline comments. Like, and you do pay for it to post, but to me, it's worth it for the feedback I've gotten from people. I just make sure to manage expectations because I'm like, hey, this is an alpha read, so my tense changes.
Yeah, that's what you can add a comment at the start of each chapter, but you can also be like, here's the general overall feedback that I'm looking for. And I also use it to find like email swaps, and you can do giveaways, and it's how I've been giving away my audiobook codes for the Belgrave Legacy. So they're all,
which is worth a
really
listen,
good website. Yeah, thank you for that amazing review. I sent it to my audiobook narrator, and she like got so happy, and I was
I'm so glad I gave her joy. I like, honestly, writing reviews has become a new fun thing for me. Like, I'm kind of getting like, I have my own writing to do, but I'm like, ooh, arc reading could be a thing. Because I also reviewed for another person whose their story came out, and it's.
I mean, like, you should, if you want to do it, you could offer it as a Ko-fi.
I think I do have it listed.
I was literally waiting for it. I was like, how long is it going to take? There it is.
That should be a bingo.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell Zara this real quick. I signed up for Morgan Lee's sprints for Camp Nano, and one of her questions is for Patreon. And my answer, Morgan literally texted me, was like, I love your answer on this Google form. Because I was like, are you kidding me? Zara would kick my ass. Like, that was literally my answer on the Patreon. I was like,
well, okay, so if anyone,
for that.
All of you except Ren has been a co-host on my streams. In my form, once I like got my shit together and made a form rather than being like, what are your links again? And so like, it's a form, and I have your website, like if it's your own URL or if it's a link tree, your Instagram, your Twitter, and your Ko-fi page, not Patreon. Like I specify, like not Patreon.
And Ren, we should tell you, just so you don't think like we're hating on Patreon. Zara is an ambassador for Ko-fi. So she's like a big deal.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well,
that.
I mean,
And
I
she
also
was-
am hating on Patreon, but that's because they eat your fees, whereas Ko-fi don't.
So, and she knows what she's talking about because she raised over $2,000 in 6 months.
Yeah.
Was that the right stats?
Yes.
Okay. And
I like that you know my stats too.
I've heard you say it, once.
Or twice.
100. So Ren, I actually the whole reason I pulled you on here and totally when it was free for all of like anybody can jump on, I was like, I want someone that one I've never met before, that's kind of new to the community. So Ren, how has, and then we're going to go into sprint because we do need sprint, but how has the Worldwide Writeathon been for you? Was this your first one?
This hasn't been my first one. Oh God, I have like the worst memory, but I have attended like the other like things before, but I haven't had the chance to co-host until now. But yeah, and I know I've talked to Sam like before. We met through Jen and Rusty's Patreon actually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, what am I thinking? The forbidden word.
We're just kidding.
But sorry. Oh my God, I'm trying to think what I was gonna say. But that's how I found out about the Worldwide Writeathon through Sam. So.
Cool.
Nice.
So actually, last Worldwide Writeathon, I was supposed to be on. There we go. I was supposed to be on with Ren, and things didn't work out that way. But I was really excited to see that you were on here today because now we actually get to meet.
Yeah, I feel like I have the worst luck. I almost had to cancel actually because a work tried to call me in today, and I was like, I cannot cancel again because I was like so excited to be here today. I was like,
well, I'm glad it worked out this time, and you stood up to work, and I'm assuming you still have a job.
I do.
Okay, I wasn't sure where the priorities went on this.
Who had quitting your job for Worldwide Writeathon on your we just got it for you. You're welcome.
And like this is literally week 2 of this job too.
Oh.
You're like,
Even
listen,
better.
I have plans.
Priorities.
It's like putting it
Do you
all
want a
in.
happy employee or do you want no employee?
Right.
Oh man. I think you're my hero now. You just represent, man.
I love that.
True.
Okay, let's start this timer so that way we have at least like roughly 10 minutes to wrap up at the end. And I'm interested, by the way, I realize 40 minutes is a lot. I'm interested to see how people like this because I'm kind of starting to fall in love with the 40 minutes because then it's set 40 minutes and then hopefully you run and like grab water, stretch or something because it has been proven if you over an hour of sitting is bad for your posture, back, everything. And as we're getting older, I know a lot of us are going, oh, that's true. I feel it. I was driving all day yesterday and then flew on a plane for 4 hours today. My back hurts. So if you see my camera go off, that's why I'm stretching. But I'm interested in people's feedback on that. And because I know for us as a whole, we usually do like 20, max 30-minute sprints, unless you're on like Kate Kavanaugh's chaos roll of the die, where there was about 90-minute ones before. So just throwing it out there. Okay. Y'all ready? I have the timer this time. I mean, Chandra, I could give you the power again or let you have the power, but I just figured I'd give you a break so you could get your own stuff done, like schoolwork. I am a generous YouTuber. I'm having too much fun with this.
That's gonna be the word of the stream.
Generous.
Generous. Pronounced like a G-I-N. Generous.
Generous.
It's like in the I don't remember which one it was, but it was a Shadow and Bone interview, and they're all introducing themselves, and Ben Barnes accidentally said general, and so the entire cast cracked up and was like, general? Instead of general. And so
that makes me think of How I Met Your Mother, where they had the gag of if someone said major or general, and they're like, general problem, major.
Yeah.
All the time. Okay. All right. This is
Corporal
Zara's
punishment?
timer that she so graciously put together like during the last sprint. So I'm hoping she can get what she wants to get. I'll push the sprint now. So there is typing in the background.
Yes.
Okay, there's typing in the background. So
And
40
then it
minutes.
turns off, and then it stops when the timer is done.
Yeah, so there's no beeping or anything. But if you don't like audio in the background, you can mute it. But 40 minutes when you're ready for some productivity, self-care, whatever you may need. In 3, 2, 1. I accidentally had it muted. My apologies. Stop stream. There we go.
Oh fuck!
And turn off the banner. Okay. I'm awake. I swear. I'm still on Eastern time, but I'm on Pacific now, so.
Oh, that's my time zone.
Oh, there we go.
Time changes, always a pain.
Always hard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, plus, we just had daylight savings, so
That's just cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
honestly, at this point, it's just hurtful.
I know.
The timing.
I heard they're passing through Congress, potentially like staying on daylight savings.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, let's just get rid of nobody likes it. No,
We don't need it anymore. It was like back when everyone was a farmer and needed, you
True.
know.
Well, and actually, that's why traditional school is created. We're about to go on a tangent.
I was just going to go deep.
Yeah, that's why traditional school was created. You needed to train workers to be somewhere for 8 or 9 hours, follow instructions, and not ask what. Well, they promote asking questions, but don't ask too many questions. Just do what you're told.
thanks, it didn't take.
Like here, which explains a lot with my English classes, which I'm going to post on a story on Instagram about this, about where anybody have the English teacher that goes, so what the author's trying to say is this, and you're like, really? Are they? And then
Isn't that every English teacher?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that a requirement to be an English teacher?
and the requirement also to tell you that when you go, well, I thought it was this, and they go, no, that's wrong. It's my interpretation. Like, why the hell is it wrong? That is why I probably hated books for a while after high school, like being mandatorily told that I'm mixing words up, being told to read what to read and how to infer, and then
being told that your interpretations don't matter.
Wrong or yeah.
There was a scene in Sweet Evil by Wendy Higgins where the main character is like doing English homework and she's grumbling so badly because she's like, this is interpretation homework, but why is there a correct like interpretation like in the answer key? And she's like, this is stupid, and the answer is yes, it is.
I feel like my answer would be just to take a dictionary and write the definition of interpretation.
I would like put it at the top of the exam, and then like if it's a take-home exam, or just memorize it.
We already know that, like, once I've got my passing grade, I have absolutely no problem with making a political statement on my homework.
Morgan Lee's should be a prompt. I'm just saying, when you get to hers.
Okay.
There is
There are
ice cream
lots of
truck
words.
playing outside, and yet I see no ice cream. Okay, so here's the thing: is that my mom.
That music is creepy.
Yeah, so she grew up. My mom is older, because she adopted me.
You
No,
know,
I
like
mean,
dropped like 5 octaves older.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that too. She was like away from the microphone. Older.
Okay.
She adopted me later, so she's like the age of. She's older than the age of parents of most people who are my age. And so she'll be like, oh, the ice cream truck. So she has like good associations with it. I'm like, serial killer. Probably. I don't like that sound.
So I love heavy metal. I have for a long time. There's also an ice cream truck that drives through my neighborhood to get to the neighborhood next door where there's a lot of kids. And first of all, I was deeply offended by the fact that I ran outside with my wallet and old guy who was driving did not stop. But he also couldn't hear me because he was blasting heavy metal at the same time that he was playing the ice cream truck music.
So is he playing like the ice cream truck music outside, but in the
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm just
not the
imagining
cockpit, but whatever that is called.
what
in a
type of
truck.
mashup would that sound like? Like, I need to have, like, I'm going to pull up the two YouTube videos and play them at the same time of ice cream.
I feel like
metal.
DJ Earworm could make it work though, because he takes every year, or at least he was. I don't know if he still does it because I stopped listening. But he would take the I think top 20 songs from Billboard like every year and create a mashup. And it like you could tell it was a mashup, but it always sounded like surprisingly cohesive. I'm sure he could make that work.
And I feel like the two things do make sense to me in my mind because I've always seen the ice cream truck as like the way that I would die. And it would be
that should be the first sentence of like a prompt.
True.
Or like either your shows or like your
Wait, we're kind of going Inception here. Like everything becomes a prompt.
I know, we are.
Oh my God, that could become a prompt.
It's just delirium at this point. We're all just so tired that we're like, sure. But I think
but
the
that
heavy
would be
metal.
a good prompt. Am I wrong? Like I don't know.
You are not. This is not English class. You are not wrong.
No, yeah, exactly. No, you're wrong. No, 100%. There was an episode of
Richard's comment, diabetes.
Oh, no, like die, like they would kill me. Like I would get in the van, they would kidnap me and kill me. There was an episode of Sabrina where one of the kids was like kidnapped by an ice cream truck person.
Yeah, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Right? And so like in my head, that's what I'm seeing. Where like I'm in the back of the truck and like the music is playing, but like outside everything's fine and normal and like no one knows I'm inside dying. That's what I meant.
But is that Que Sera that's playing?
So when you said I always picture myself dying as with the ice cream truck, I for some reason thought that you meant like getting run down by the truck or something.
No.
But what I always thought about the ice cream truck is the getting kidnapped, the Killing Adventures of Sabrina episode. It was,
and then that became a game. It's called Ice Scream. And my son watches YouTube videos of other people playing it, and it's the whole premise is that the main character is this ice cream guy, and he kidnaps kids, fattens them up, and then kills them to eat them. Cannibalism a little bit. So
sounds wholesome.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, can you send me a link to that?
Yeah, can you send a link to that too?
What, for ice cream?
For
whatever that is. But the episode
for research purposes or whatever.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina episode that that Barrett described.
Oh my
I think it's called The Hellbound Heart. It is definitely season 3.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I don't think at the end when the person is held, they're not in the ice cream truck. They're in like an off-site place where Sabrina had no powers. But I didn't really watch it 3 times.
Well, it actually was in the ice cream truck. But
was it really?
Yeah, it was. But there were like all these sigils that prevented Sabrina from using her powers. It took a supernatural from the CW.
Got it.
Turn, and I was like, I get it, but like, come on.
I mean, if you guys want to go on and on about a rant, we should talk about the final episode of Sabrina and how it ended. And
oh my God, I am so
that was.
Wait.
I need a whole nother stream for that.
It was like the end of the whole series, and my thing was just like it was great until the last like 10 minutes, and then I was just
think. What? Oh yeah, no. Well, season 3 was a mess. Anyway,
wait, what show? I'm lost.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
So it's the same showrunner of Riverdale on the CW, and he wrote the comic line Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which is like so trippy in comparison to the show. And like the show was good. I like the second season better than the first season.
You do.
So disagree. But then the third season, like it's clear that they were setting up all these things, and then it's like, oh, they probably heard like that they got canceled or something.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
So then,
don't. No.
I'm not giving too much. You know, that one episode.
There's plenty of subplot too.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff happening. By the way, that episode is season 3, episode 2, Drag Me to Hell.
Yes.
So it's based on the comic line, but it like really doesn't follow the comic line. And it's a good show until it wasn't, which is the same thing with like every CW show, but this wasn't on the CW, but it's like in the adjacent world because Greendale and Riverdale are next to each other according to the comics, and the same showrunner for the CW show Riverdale and this, and then it's just like you were both good for 2 seasons. And then like nothing is good in the 3rd season or beyond. And I have yet to see a show that disproves that aside from like NCIS and Law and Order SVU.
Well, and we're giving away spoilers and people are getting upset, so we're going to stop. But I will say this, Chandra, you will thank us for how hot Satan is. Like, I wasn't ready, and then I was like, you know what? Satan's got it going on.
Sorry for the spoilers.
Yeah. Apologies. Sorry, Jacqueline.
Yeah, I'm always with the no, it's spoilers. I mean, like, spoil it a little, but don't. That hurt my feelings.
Normally I don't, and then I was like, oh, but it's like so far along, and it tells you nothing else about the rest of like the show. So I
want spoilers, like, but that's because I feel like watching it, I still get the taste of it, and I also like to know who's going to live, who's going to die, especially if it's a horror flick, because my anxiety will still ramp up, but it won't be as high.
Well, it's like I don't really watch horror, but if the premise of something sounds interesting, I'll read the synopsis like on Wikipedia. But for most things, I'm fine with being completely spoiled because I'm like, I'm already going to see it anyway. But yeah, sorry.
I will say one of the main things that cannot be spoiled for me in that show is that they have great music, and I've gotten so many additions to my playlist from the show, so I really do need to finish it because music.
The Vampire Diaries was like my entire playlist when I was in middle school. Like they had really good music on there.
So we've just given Chad a whole list of things that they need to consume media-wise. We got a game, we got a few shows, then now music from the shows. It's like the inception of media.
TuneFinder.com is like amazing.
Yeah.
Also Shazam.
Yeah, yes. But sometimes Shazam like can't tell because there's dialogue over it. It's like we don't know what's happening. Yeah. I was like, really?
I think it's gotten better because it's gotten to the point where it'll be like, you're watching this show, and I'm like, rude.
Yeah. Yeah, it has gotten better. But I don't use it that often anymore for when I'm doing a show. So, but there was a long period of time where I was like, Shazam's letting me down. Thank God for TuneFinder.
Yeah.
But I also have it on my watch, and you can like do the thingy on your watch. And
that's right.
I added it to my like home whatever.
Screen, yeah, I've done that one too.
Home base, like the control panel. That's what it's called.
I haven't done that. I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah. So I just pull down from the corner and it's right.
So Zara is our IT support for Scrivener, Apple stuff. Like she knows it. Like I was on a stream with her and I was like, Zara, I need your help. She's like, just share your screen. What are you trying to do?
the VIP club stream.
Yeah.
For my Ko-fi tier, yeah.
So, I shared in the chat a link. It's to another YouTuber. They're big enough. I'm not even going to say their name. They're fine. Who does videos and stuff, so that you could just get a glimpse of it. But apparently, I've never downloaded this game. I'm not even going to download it. I don't want my son to think he actually has access to it. Because he already is into Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff. I'm like, you're 4. How do you not have nightmares? But he loves it. He plays it, watch videos and stuff like that. So that link is there. I have the Sprint links in the description. And I also wanted to try to wrap up so that everyone can jump over to Violet's channel, as that is the final social stream Sprint. She is the last one bringing this to a close before the closing ceremony. That was a mouthful. Man, it's been crazy. All right. So with that, I guess let's go in reverse order. Birthday Girl first on the outros. And I'm going to plug you for a second in case you don't say this, but you usually have this down pat. But the 6 books you saw on the side of the timer, she wrote them. There. Now you got some reading material. All right, go ahead, Zara.
My name is Zara Hoffman. I'm an author tuber who mostly just hosts sprints because my life is crazy, because I have a full-time job and am in grad school and am the co-host / co-creator and editor of the Writeathon podcast. I have written and published a young adult paranormal romance trilogy and a new adult sci-fi romance trilogy, which, as Natalie said, you can find on any of the timers on my YouTube channel. I am happy to be here. I'm also a Ko-fi ambassador and offer a PDF guide through my Ko-fi page on how to set that up if you're a writer. Because if you go to the homepage of Ko-fi, it looks like only artists are there. Not true. And then I have like cool commissions for people who are looking to indie publish, looking to traditionally publish, looking to get started on Ko-fi. So check me out there, please.
Yay. Hi, my name is Barrett Laurie. I write stories about ordinary queer kids living extraordinary lives. On my channel, I host Critique Group Live every second Thursday of the month. I also host a live stream AuthorTube-centric talk show on Mondays. We'll be back next week on the 28th. Can't wait for it. And Zara and I are also co-hosts on Nia the Vixen of Fiction's AuthorTubers React. That is a monthly show. So if you want to see us talk about things like shows and other nonsense that's chaotic, come join us there for that. And come and be a co-host. Talk to the Vixen of Fiction. And that's it.
Hello. I'm Ren. I also have a channel here on YouTube. I talk about all things writing and reading related. I must say my intro, but this is actually my second time having a channel. I had one before, so I'm not exactly new to YouTube, but like I'm revamping everything right now, essentially. And
Hello.
And I've had a really fun time here and meeting everyone. So happy I was able to make it today. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Violet Stream and wrapping up the Writeathon.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Chandra Arthur. I'm also an author-tuber. I write historical fiction, science fiction, and fantasy. I also make videos right now. You know, we'll see what happens because school. But other than that, you'll see me around on the interwebs. And for Flash Fiction Live, which is on Saturdays at 9 a.m., unless we otherwise make arrangements. But yes, we will be live on my channel, and I will have a surprise co-host. I say surprise because I'll be surprised when I find out who my co-host is too.
I wish I caught the whole point of that because I just heard my co-host will be surprised, and I'm like, what did I miss? But
the
housekeeping
next flashback, live.
Yeah. Which this Saturday, right?
This Saturday, yep.
Yeah, and you'll find out the co-host because it's not me this time. Guest host is the name. Sorry. All right. I am Natalie Locke. I am on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I have a full-time job. I have 2 kids, but not this week. I am off. Okay, if my mother calls, then yes, I will still have 2 kids. But
drop them off in a pocket universe. They don't exist here anymore.
No, I do probably need to schedule FaceTime because it's funny. My daughter will go spend the night at friends and no problem, or she stays down in her room or the playroom all the time, like hours. Like I forget she's home some days. And then we're leaving and she goes, I'm going to miss you, and hugging. And I'm like, just imagine
But like when you're a kid, you expect your parents to like stay
always be there.
Yes.
But if the parent leaves, then you're like, oh no.
Yeah. So I had a whole spiel. I was trying to remember, and I didn't have anything near me to write like I normally do at my desk. So I mentioned the 3 things I do: Flash Fiction Live with Chandra, of course, except this Saturday, but we're picking it back up. We're still doing it, promise. Post videos Sundays and Wednesdays of kind of my flash fiction process and how the prompts evolve into a story. Sometimes I love them, sometimes I don't. Do scripting the book with yes, thank you, with Vixen of Fiction, because she's apparently hosting all the talks
it's
and
great,
chats.
because then we just have to show up and hang out. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
The best
it
shows
is.
in the world.
And then, I mean, even AuthorTube wrap up sometimes, which is different than the AuthorTube React. Two different things. Wrap up is a monthly thing, and so is the React. But React is about points in hot topics, whereas wrap up is, hey, how are we doing? Let's get a pulse check and make sure everyone's doing okay. Check on them. Are we breathing? Are we hydrating? Are we stretching?
And that's different from Kate Kavanaugh and Jessica Williamson's
AuthorTube chat,
which is about a topic.
Yes, there's a lot of shows, and if you are ever curious of who's live, what's and such, Devin Cutting.
Cutting.
Yeah, Cutting. I was like, there's not a missing R or anything, is there? I drop letters sometimes. That happens. Does a daily, like, here's the live streams for today playlist. So you can find that. Yeah. And if you want to be a part of scripting the book, message Vixen Fiction.
This Saturday, Nia is doing the watch party for the first episode of Bridgerton season 2.
Yes, which I just finished the second book, The Viscount Who Loved Me, today on the plane. And then I downloaded the third book because it's just a good series.
Ooh, I want to give a trigger warning for people who don't know. Third book, super upsetting scene in like the first or second chapter
Good to know.
Violence, and then it's not really covered again. I think it's the second chapter. It might be the first. I don't believe it's the third or after.
Yes. So all that.
Can I just point out we were closing out quickly like 9 minutes ago. I love us. We're amazing.
Well, actually, we can go up to 2.5 hours, but I'm trying to. I will get us there. Yeah, pretty much follow one of us, and we end up like sharing what's happening and such. Like Barrett is wonderful with sharing. Like even if he's not, he's just going to be in chat. He'll share it and be like, "This is happening." So
Richard, stop.
Yeah. I didn't even read. I'm just going to say stop and support. Back to this. Oh, thank you to our wonderful organizers.
Yes.
Yes. Like we cannot thank you enough. I'm sure you feel that something went wrong somewhere, but I can tell you from my standpoint of what I've seen, everything has been great, perfect. The hosts have been great. The co-hosts have been great. Chat has been great. There's been connections. I've been getting notifications of people following me. It's going good.
I'm laughing because of the comments. Continue.
Yeah, okay. I know I'm funny. It's just I wasn't trying that time, which sometimes happens.
Which is always better.
It's always better. Ricky is the best when he's not.
Which, by the way, I'm gonna bring chat back. Richard was getting on to me for what about the words I was saying to my husband? So I'm like talking to him, and I was like, oh no. Talking with the husband is all the words count because it's a life sentence.
Oh, I saw that. Yes, and that's true.
When he didn't laugh though, so whatever, it's fine.
He's not a writer or a streamer.
Yeah.
So.
He loves reading though. He's read way more books than I have this year already. Actually, this month, so he loves it. Okay, so thank our wonderful hosts, Sam and
Jessica.
Everybody, Jessica. I was going to say Jennifer. I was like, no, stop it. But that's because one of the characters in the Flash I just wrote, his name was Jennifer, and I changed it to Jessica halfway through, and I was like, stop. It's getting a little wild.
This has been a video definition of losing the plot, kids. Thank you.
So with that, thank you, everybody. Please jump over to the social stream on Violet's channel. I have the playlist links down below, Worldwide Writeathon's link tree down below, and the dance party, closing ceremony, all that. Closing ceremony, 8 p.m. Dance party will be after that. Did I miss anything? I hope not. Someone save me.
I think you're good.
We're done good.
I'm not
end stream.
Yes.
There are no streams left that we have not mentioned. We mentioned them all.
I mean, we could cover Britpack.
All the ongoing series that you all run and that Nia runs because we do them with her, and then
a couple others.
I think you mentioned
Britpack. They got their multiple ones. So let's just do the Chandra Wave.
I believe we've been ordered off.
Yeah, we can do the Chandra Wave. And
They're
say
like bye.
5 years.
Ta-ta.
I'm gonna hit this. I swear.
Anywho.